I think it's more philosophical reflection of what happened in China, of the events 40 years later.
In Adams's music, I love the rhythms, although they're very complicated, but I personally really enjoy conducting music like that. But at the same time, I also like the different styles that he uses, particularly in Nixon in China, where he uses a lot of big band, things like Duke Ellington and also rock and roll, but then also combining it with, say, Mahler and Wagner and Strauss, all of that. So it all comes together really wonderfully well, and I enjoyed listening to it very much.
From the very start, I think the way it has been scripted, the text itself is absolutely wonderful. I mean, it's really precise. It not only does it capture the historical moment, it also captures the fragility of the human mind, the aspirations, the desires, the failures. It captures the dark and the political aspirations, and captures like the kind of emotional kind of fragility of the main characters. I think it's really great. The music itself really makes you feel very like a thrill. It's there's a beat in it throughout, and it keeps you alive.
The Châtelet have found some wonderful Asian singers, and of course Sumi Jo she's world-class, world-renowned, and I think that works really, really well. Also for the language, that of course they don't speak perfect English or pronounce it perfectly, although they all speak English, but of course it's with the accent, and that's quite nice to hear when it's when they're singing it. So you've got the Americans like Franco Pomponi and June Anderson, etc., who sing it with the real American accent, and then the Asian singers who have a bit of the twang of Asian English behind them, and I think that works really, really well. And it's great to have different cultures coming together, which is of course what the story was about.
I grew up with Mao's propaganda, also with all those Mao's modern opera and ballet, and I practiced when I was young, and it's interesting to look back and to have enough distance, to not have too much emotion, but look at what is interesting about it. What's the purpose? Whether this can also be depicted, and to re-choreograph into this piece to generate a certain emotion for this very opera.
So every element, like whether it's the Mao statue in the end, you see it in a scaffolding under construction, or you see, the suspended roof, everything has a kind of metaphor or subtext, which is based on the elements all come out from every act, but it's slightly shifted and changed to add an extra meaning to it.
This opera reminded me so much of what happened during China during the 60s, 70s, and this also, I'm trying to find a way to depict those experiences, to put on the stage, so that somehow there's a personal touch on the subject, also on about this opera as well.